Hello, work life warriors. I hope you're doing well. I am Ebony Davenport, owner of B Social Solutions. I teach stress management. I show people how to utilize fund management solutions to decrease stress and counter burnout so that we're happier, healthier, and well balanced. I use over 75 tips, tools, tricks, and techniques to manage stress. But today we are doing a section I like to call Workplace Woes. So I am going to do a Am I the A-hole post from Reddit. And let's see. All right. So this post is called Am I the A-hole for working against a friend? It starts off by saying, hey, all, I know that this is not serious to some, but they would still like advice. They just need to know if they are the a-hole. So it says, I am currently up for a promotion at work. I have a close friend I have made at this job. We both could apply for this position. Her and I have extensively discussed wanting this promotion and when a position opened. I know she wants this position. She knows I want it. I know that it was just posted as some people within our office sent it to myself. I network and have made quite a few acquaintances within the office, mainly people already in the position I want. And they have been on the lookout, putting in good words for me, etc. Whereas my friend tends to keep to herself, do her job, and leave. I have discussed it with our boss, who thinks I would be a great fit, their words, and should apply. I know if my friend applied, we will be in direct competition for it. She would apply in a second. We are both pretty evenly matched in terms of skill. She has been at the office longer than me. However, with more experience in our field and at other companies. I love this person and would love to see her succeed. However, I really don't want to risk not getting this position. But I really think she would tell me if the roles were reversed. Would I be the a hole if I purposely did not tell her that there is a position open so I could better my own odds? In turn, possibly hurting a friendship, or tell her, maintain the friendship, or let our boss decide. In my I am almost positive she will not look at the open position herself unless someone mentions there is an opening. The open position itself is a surprise. I have a hard time separating professional and personal. I know professionally it's every man for himself, but I feel guilty for it. So before I give my professional opinion, I want to read some of the comments. Someone said, I mean, your boss told you, not her, but if she's your friend, tell her. If she finds out the position was open and you didn't tell her, she may be genuinely upset at you and in the friendship. If you value her in the friendship, no harm in letting her know. Your boss told you for a reason, so they like you in your work. If you're the right person for the job, you will get it, not because you were sneaky and withhold other candidates from applying. Exactly. Another one says, not the a-hole, but why not mention it to her anyway? If you're the best person for the role, then you'll get it fair and square, right? Next one, not the a-hole overall statement. If you don't backstab to get where you want to go, you are not. I don't think you should lie about anything, but if you want the position, even your friend will want it, you both apply. Not everyone gets a trophy. At the same time, you control your career as does your friend. If she wants to look for open position, nothing is stopping her. The only caveat is if you made an arrangement to let other persons know if a job came up so both of you can apply, then I would tell her. If you think you have nothing to lose by telling her, then tell her. If you think you may not get the job if she applies and there was no agreement to tell the other person, then it's not your responsibility to tell her. So, bearing any promises, NTA. two more. It depends on whether the friendship is worth more to you than the position, because she'll find out. And if you get it and then she'll know you knew something and said nothing, I will personally tell her, because it's already both personal and professional. You talked about your career and goals as a friend. You refer to her as a close friend. A friend is willing to put their friends before themselves, and honestly think she would have told you. So I think either you tell her or you're admitting that you don't think she's as much of a friend as she does, and you're willing to use that to your advantage. The practical part of it is, if you don't tell her and you get the promotion, would you still be comfortable working with her? If she's just a work friend or colleague you like, though, none of that applies. So is she really a close friend? That determines your answer. Does it? Okay. When it comes to employment, you have a duty to yourself and to your dependents, family, children, to secure the best employment possible and define what best means. You have no duty to your employer or coworkers behind what is explicitly stated in your employment contract. In your opinion, you will be failing in your duty to not go for the promotion. Not the a-hole if you go for this promotion, and the a-hole if you don't, because of some idiotic, misguided notion regarding your coworker. Okay. So, as mentioned, I work with both the company and the employees to reform the work environment, the work culture, so that employees are more engaged, more productive, and that the company decrease their high turnover rates. So, I'm going to break this down from both the employer side and from the employee side. So employers, obviously there aren't enough positions within the company for all employees to make lateral moves, right? To climb up the ranks, it is not enough position, but it doesn't mean that you have to lose employees because you don't have enough upward mobility positions, right? There are other moves that people can do within the company. There are projects that they can do to help expand. There's personal and professional development that can help your company be more creative and more innovative. So to me, it sounds like the culture is a culture of competition. And it is very interesting that a company, is a machine. Let's just say it's a car, right? Every part in the car is needed in order for the car to be practical and functional, right? You can say that the engine is more important than the tire, but together it makes a car. One does not exist without the other. And so it's just very concerning to me that companies outside of sales want to make employees compete. You are all part of the same item or the same instrument or the same vehicle or the same goal or the same mission. So it doesn't make sense to have your parts fighting while it impacts the whole, right? Because if it's a very competitive environment, it means that people are not working interdependently. There's a lot of mistrust. It's probably very toxic. Why wouldn't the leader or the manager speak to everyone that can do the job? So many employees have hidden talent, skills, abilities that they do not get a chance to utilize at work. And so any leader can be missing the opportunity to find exactly who they need by focusing on things that you can't uncover, right? So for instance, because this person is very outgoing, they network, what their skills and abilities are. Because the lady is very quiet, she may have better skills, but because she is not networking, because she chooses to be an introvert, you don't even extend the opportunity for her to advance, right? So as a leader, you want to encourage everyone who think that they can do this position to apply, and you want to figure out what unique each person would bring to the position and see what unique thing can propel your company, your organization, your department, your product, your service, right? And so you miss an opportunity by thinking that something has to be packaged a certain way. If she had good ideas, she would be more outgoing. If she could do the job, she would be more outgoing. But that is personality ethic. And some people just have introverted personalities, right? I think you want to focus more on character in the workplace, right? Because a lot of the problems that we have, a lot of the human relation problems are problems because of people, right? The relationship that we have with people and the lack of moral character. A lot of people have personality, but they don't have character, right? And so for me, what I'm reading is your environment is toxic, and those that have more toxic character and personality traits thrive in that type of environment and is seen as someone who fits in as opposed to the opposite, right? So this just may not be her environment. If the environment is going to be very, competitive, it may not be for everyone. So you have to keep that in mind. Being competitive does not help all of your employees shine. It doesn't help them show up to be their best self, to do what they need to do for the company, to make sure that they're innovative, creative, engaged, productive, solving problems and issues in the company. And so you want to be aware of what type of environment you're providing for employees. And if you're making a competitive environment because you just don't know if you're stifling some of your best people by the environment that you put them in. Now, for the person, the author, the OP, um, I would say this. Um, I want to start with I have a hard time separating professional and personal. Now, I completely disagree with statements like that. That is, again, falling into the personality and the character ethics. There is no separation in work and life. There is no separation between personal and professional. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So there is no separation. Work is a part of life. So is no one way that you show up at work that you should be showing up differently in your personal life. It creates a dichotomy, a split in your brain, and in that causes so much stress because you have to virtue signal, you have to code switch, you have to do all these things in the work environment because you're not really showing up as yourself, as your best self, developing yourself, which is causing you stress. So there isn't a separation between professional and personal life. This is why, especially when your professional life take cares or affords your personal life, there is no separation. This it's just business philosophy. It's got to go. We're in a work environment with other humans, and we should treat people with kindness. We should think about the human nature aspect when you have humans in the environment, right? And so let me just start by saying that there is no separation between professional and personal. That is one and the same. Now, really, this boils down to value and integrity. If you value something, you make it a priority and you practice integrity. So if you value friendship, it's a priority and you practice integrity. Nothing comes in between that because it is something that you value. If you value work more than friendship, then of course you allow work to come in between your friendship. If you allow money more than money are coming in between your friendship. This is really a conversation of value. What do you value? OP, what do you value? Do you value having a work environment that allows for you to thrive, for you to have deep relationships? At work, it feels like a family. You want to go to work every single day. You don't want to feel bad for the decisions that you make. Then if that's the case, you need to practice integrity. If friendship is something that you value, regardless of any context that you're in, you value that friendship. I am not going to do something at work that I would not do in my personal life. And I'm not going to do something in the dark that I don't want shown to the light. And that includes work, right? And so again, value, what do you value? You really have to be honest with yourself and write down and know what you value. And if work, you value work more than friendship, if you value work more than people or money or opportunities more than people, you just have to be honest about that, and be honest with people as you're building these friendships, because it's very interesting that you two may value two different things, because you think that she would seem to do this for you. So you value two different things, and maybe it's not a match. Maybe you all are not compatible, which is nothing is wrong with that. Friendships need to be compatible too. And so if that doesn't work for you, if her expectations is as a friend, I will tell you, and your expectations is I very value money or work more than our friendship, then you all are not equally yoked. And maybe it's best for you not to converse. But you spend a lot of time at work. We spend over 70% of our time at work over the course of a life, of over a lifetime. So you want work to be a place where you enjoy the people, where you enjoy what you do. You don't want it to be about just moving to the next position, getting that next promotion, and just stepping on or over everyone who is in your way. Now, again, there's only but so many positions within the company. Everyone comes in knowing that. But with that being said, you want to practice some integrity to what you value, OP, not what anyone else value, what you value. As far as her, it is completely and 100% her responsibility to seek professional advancement or professional development. So it is not your responsibility to tell her if it's something that she said is a goal of hers, a dream of hers, she should be looking out for it every single day. But it also doesn't mean that she shouldn't expect that you would cover her the way she would cover you. Right. So this is a conversation about expectations, about values, and about integrity. And I think that if you value friendship, you should have some integrity and tell her. And friend, you should be worrying about your own career advancements. You should be checking. It should be something that you look at weekly or monthly. It should never pass you. But I understand feeling like you're looped in and that you have someone that got your back at work. And so I really want companies to start fostering collaboration over competition, because people, when they feel supported, bring out the best in them, as opposed to where they feel like that they have to compete for every single thing. It may not bring out the best in them, and we don't really want to come to work and be miserable and do the things that won't make us feel good about ourselves. And so your environment as the company matters more than anything, because what I do contribute or what I don't contribute becomes the culture, becomes the environment. And you want to make sure that what's added into the environment will benefit all employees. So for some people who say, they like your work, this first comment was talking about she like your work, but liking your work doesn't mean that she doesn't like your friend work. That could be a drop in leadership. As mentioned, the leader should expect anybody or all of the people who are qualified to apply for the job. So yes, it says it says mention to her, if you're the best person for the role, you'll get it. Yes, because what's meant for you will be you. There's no real competition anyway, right? Because if it's yours, it's yours, and vice versa. But if you're really the best person for the job, you don't have to take any cheap shots. You don't have to do any trickery or anything to get it, because what you do to get it, you have to do to keep it. And this creates a lifestyle, it creates habits. And do you really want to be this person and stay this person? I don't agree with the last comment where it's like he didn't even answer the question. That was more of a projection. But duty, I'm not necessarily sure about that, because all of us have duties. You don't have to step over anybody to get it. I don't think that it's misguided or idiotic to care about the people that you work with. Obviously, we are as humans interdependent and we need each other. So everybody you step on the way up, you'll see waving to you on your way down. It's just no one stays at the top forever. Life is secular. And so you want to be careful on what it is that you do. You want to know what your values are and you want to act in integrity. You know why you're there. And really, as an employee, coming to the company, you benefit from your company thriving. And sometimes people have tapped wealth and knowledge, skills, abilities, talents that you don't even know about. But if you're really honest, OP, ask yourself, if you're not the best person for the job, would you feel some kind of way? And also ask yourself, do you really want the best person for the company? Right? Because some people can bring some individual things that you never thought of. And maybe, as far as what you're capable of and what she's capable of, you think that you're the better fit, but there are uncovered talents, skills, and abilities that must be explored, right? And you want to give everybody the opportunity to show up and show out. So I say this will not be the only opportunity coming up. There will be plenty of other opportunities. There are so many other jobs out there. If you cannot find what you need, but I would say most importantly, do not trade in your character or your integrity to make a paycheck, because these are the decisions that you will make and will have to live with and maybe regret your entire life. As a company, you don't want employees to make it so hostile and toxic where they don't trust each other. The work environment is poor and toxic. People are not engaged. They're too busy covering their butts, competing where you get nothing done. The work will cancel itself out. It is better to find ways to have everyone cooperate. And we have the ability to be each other's ally in any given situation, but especially in the workplace. Companies are made up of people, and we as people have to look out for other people, right? People are just as important as you are. They are a much needed part to the whole. And so they must be valued, respected, cherished, and treated as such. And if you are not doing that, you are part of the problem. And if you are stepping over anyone to get what you need in the workplace, you are making it very toxic. And it's only a matter of time before the consequences come back. So, I would say that I can't really judge if you are or aren't the a-hole, but what I will say is that maybe you should focus on what aligns with your values and what you can practice integrity with. And if you can't live with yourself for doing these things and again starting this cycle, then don't do it. Go ahead and be honest. Tell her about the position. You can also mention that maybe she should be a little bit more proactive too, because you can say that too. Like, how come you didn't know? Be a little bit proactive and decide what matters to you and what you value. Your employers will be better off by knowing, by you defining what your values are and finding a way to align them to the company. And those around you would function better with you if they know what your values are. They'll know how to, communicate with you, how to handle you, would set realistic expectations, and y'all can communicate about what your needs and stuff are. But I do not believe that there's a separation between work and life. They're one and the same. Character is more important than personality. And you want to make sure that you are picking your values, aligning them to the employer's values, their goals, their missions, and showing up to show out, to contribute some much needed value in the world, to be engaged, to be productive, and to see what you made of. Work is the perfect opportunity to do that as long as we are not competing. And if you care about the company, OP, you want them to have the best, because the better the company do, the more opportunity opportunities you have in the future. So let us be kind to each other. Let us see each other as human, as a missing piece to the puzzle, and that we're a needed piece to the whole, right? No one piece is bigger than the whole. It doesn't matter how big the piece is compared to the other piece. It doesn't matter, right? So it doesn't matter your title or your status or how much you make in the company or organization. You are the same. So please, you're equal. Please share with me in the chat. How do you feel? What do you think about what I've said? Do you believe that there's a separation between personal and professional life? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much, Work Life Warriors. Have a great day.